Hello everyone and welcome to the review of the JJRC Speedrunner. So this thing just came in, and looking at the box there's not a lot of info beside that. It has a transmitter inside and it has suspension, and it should get up to 45 kilometers per hour. That should be tested, and it has a 2500 milliamps battery, so they say, but I'm not going to trust them. And it has shock observers, and of course it's a four-wheel drive car. So let's see what actually we get in the box. I'm going to quickly unpack it. And this thing is really tight. It doesn't want to come out that easily. There we go. So there's the transmitter inside. Regular transmitter, steering, throttle, and it has some trims there. It's a steering dual rails and a steering trim, and a button probably to bind the transmitter. And of course there's this type of plastic. Maybe you want to break some bubbles. And the car itself, whoa, and this thing is really heavy. I was expecting it to be as easy as WLtoys, and this thing is actually, I don't know if it's really built by WLtoys and sold by JJRC, or JJRC is cloning WLtoys or things like that. But if you don't look at the cover, the underbody and transmission and parts and things like that are exactly the same as WLtoys 12 4 to 8 model or 4 to 9 models or something like that. It's the same body, the same suspensions, the same transmissions, the same all, and it probably uses the same ESC. And by the looks of it, let me see if I can see the servo quickly. Yes, it uses a 5-wire servo. So this thing, without taking apart, I can tell you that uses the same 2-in-1 ESC and ESC receiver, 2-in-1 receiver and ESC combo. So if you want to change the transmitter and the receiver, you need to change the ESC as well, and you need to change the servo. So they use a kind of proprietary system. In the box we even get a manual which looks like that. Alright, so that's the manual. And what is the master shooter? JJ games? I don't know what this is. We'll see about that later. It needs to download an app. This is the charger, which has a balance plug, and I like the fact that I'm from Europe and it has an Europe plug, but comes with an adapter for US and China and other countries. Usually I need an adapter for Europe plugs, and this is the spanner for the wheels and a small screwdriver to fix up stuff. So let's take a closer look at the car. So the car is really heavy, really heavy. I don't know if it's the plastic cover, which is rather thick, or what they have done to it, because it's as heavy as a 1 to 10 scale WLtoys 10428 car, and that one has a 2-speed gearbox. But this thing also has some lights here, and by the looks of it they are real and probably they work. It also has a spare tire added, so all of this is added weight. So it has some clips here, and look at that. Here's the battery. By the looks of it, it's a 2-cell lithium-ion battery. I don't know if it's a LiPo, and this thing probably is a 18650 cell. It's labeled as a 3000 milliamps on the box, they said. 2500 milliamps, so the truth is never known. I'm going to put this back. I like this design, but putting the battery so high up there, it will probably mess around with the center of the gravity of the car, and probably this will flip easily with all that added weight. The shocks are also simple, they are not oil filled. Some people have success filling this with oil. You need to add some bushes inside or some pieces of Teflon tape and things like that just to seal them and prevent them from leaking the oil out. I'm now going to connect the battery, and this is a bit weird as the battery cable just goes next to the wheels here in the suspension, so this can always be tangled in some branches or things like that when you are outdoor with this car. So I don't like this wire hanging around here, so this should be somehow routed on here. Probably I'm going to use a zip tie or things like that temporary. So let's test this on. I have connected the battery plug. I have inserted the batteries in the transmitter. It uses 4 AA batteries. I'm going to power on the car, no, the transmitter first and then car then. And let's see, does it work? Nope, the transmitter doesn't do anything. I'm going to power the car off and try something else. Usually you power on the transmitter and the car after that. I'm going to power on the car and the transmitter now. Let's see, yes, and the transmitter actually binds to the car after you turn on the car, so you need to turn it first. And the steering is completely to the left. Let's see, yes, it needs steering trim, which was actually all the way around to the left. And do we have throttle? Nope, the throttle we do not have yet. So does this steering trim? Oh, that's not nice. The steering trim is actually throttle trim, which is crazy. So you can adjust the speed of this very nice. You can set the speed. So that's not steering trim, that's throttle trim, and it's actually not a trim, but I believe it's a rate for throttle. But I still like the fact that you can make this thing work slow, and you can give it to your kids to play around, or you can do some nice scrolling with it without it flipping its mind with brutal acceleration. So braking and reverse works. I'm going to cut the throttle a bit, and now it's time to take it outside for a short demo to see how it works, and we'll see more details about it later. Until then, bye bye.